It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And coming up, it'll be no holds barred between NFC South rivals. It's the Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers. All that and more coming up next.
And we welcome all of our viewers inside a place that the folks around here like to call the Vault. And that's Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Today we've got an NFC South matchup between the Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers. And a welcome in, everybody, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, so much gets made about offensive comparisons. Here's a matchup where the defenses may just take center stage.
Yeah, we're usually talking about guys scoring touchdowns. How about the guys who prevent them and change the momentum of the game when they take the ball away? I love those ball hawks in the secondary. People after my own heart.
Eddie Pinheiro about set to get us going, and we are underway here in Charlotte. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they'll be led out by Marcus Mariota, former second overall pick back in 2015, now in his 8th season in the league.
Coming out of Oregon as the Heisman Trophy winner, we thought that this guy was headed towards superstardom, and while he didn't quite reach those heights, he did have some flashes along the way. And right now, his athleticism continues to keep him in the league. Still has a good arm, mobile, a great guy to have in the locker room. He can win if given an opportunity.
And Mariota going to put it up right away. Flushed out right. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged.
And right away, he lost the football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Problems there on the option and a costly turnover.
Yeah, partner, you know how we watch practice sometimes and we see those drills where the quarterback's running with the football and they're swinging pads at him and the brooms are out and they're trying to poke at the football for ball security. I have a feeling next week there'll be an extra session of that each and every day.
So now here are the Panthers with excellent field position to start off. They'll be led out by Sam Darnold in his 5th year now out of USC.
And the thing with Sam Darnold is we know the skill set is there. May not be the most mobile or strongest arm quarterback in the league, but usually plays with really good poise and at his best, like a point guard in basketball, able to move around and distribute the rock.
They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Two things to watch. First, his strength and being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Darnold. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. Now following the sack, Darnold and Carolina left with a 3rd and long. There goes a deep ball, end zone. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. DJ Moore, 39 yards. And the Panthers use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. So Sam Darnold, not really known for having the strongest arm in the NFL, but he certainly laid that one out there.
And you think on third down and just be looking for something right beyond the sticks, and I think they caught the defense flat-footed as a result because they decided they were going to take a shot right there, and it ended up being a big play.
Yeah, and you see the final number there on how far that ball traveled. Pretty impressive. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it concludes with a touchdown reception by DJ Moore. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. From out of his end zone, it's Avery Williams. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. To throw Mariota. And complete to Drake London. And they're able to get this one across the 45. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 in the first down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Mariota. Throws right back to London, complete again. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. A first carry for Tyler Algier. And he'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mariota. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. Brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, Mariota. That'll be taken in by Damiere Byrd. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 27-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. On play action, Mariota. And he will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. He was out there waving his arm saying, throw it here, dropped it, not a good look.
Well, all I can do is just look at him with contempt on that one. As a defensive back, I'm saying, not as an announcer. Just like, really?
A little bit of a diva look, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so. Because I think what happens is he just had too much time to think. He's wide open now. Here comes the ball. And he doesn't concentrate and drops it.
And now a fumble. The ball's out. And it's picked up by the Panthers. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Charlotte, and it's the Panthers with the football as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. But just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to... Darnold, he lost the football, and the Falcons grab it. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
You can admire his willingness to sacrifice his body to try and pick up the first down, and I do. But let's face it, you know his coaches are going to warn him about diving or extending for a marker for this exact reason. So much easier to have the ball knocked free when you're extended like that. So if you're going to dive, you got to make sure you secure the football, which he didn't.
First and 10, it's Patterson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. On second down, a run with Patterson. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. They were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. To throw is Mariota. And this is going to be incomplete. The other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
So golden field position there squandered as they can muster only a field goal.
Yeah, you were gifted a 1st and goal situation, but I have to give credit to the defense. They were brought out in a really tough situation, so give them credit for holding them to 3. That's a pretty nice accomplishment.
And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Carolina offense about ready to go. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. To throw is Darnold. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. Darnold now to throw. That'll be caught by his tight end, Ian Thomas. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. From the 50, it's Darnold. And that'll be caught downfield by Shenault. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Here's Darnold. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Then their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hubbard. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 12-yard line. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Falcons are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
And the Falcons now going to go on offense late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get in the field goal range. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And this will be recovered at least by the offense, but he'll be taken down in the end zone, and that is going to be a safety.
The goal was a score just before the break, but I'm not sure that a safety was how they expected to do it, but give the defenders credit. They saw how the series was starting out, and I think it increased their intensity. This was their chance to make a huge play before the half, and all they needed was one play to get it done.
After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick. And this will be taken at the 13. The Panther offense going to see the ball one more time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take it.
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown. Terrace Marshall as the first half is winding down. And the Panthers will extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And the lead is now 13. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he returns this to the 22. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. Well, they're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. So it's halftime here in Charlotte with the Panthers out on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, BG, thanks very much, and welcome one and all to our beautiful new downtown Orlando studios for this EA Sports Halftime Report. First, let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that first half for the Falcons, and they will need to get this passing game in gear, because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Each team making their final preparations for this second half. We're about ready, too, as we'll send you back up to Charlotte and rejoin Brandon and Charles at Bank of America Stadium.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. And, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Taking a shot here for Marshall, and that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So we get set to start this third quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Mariota. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they are going to take possession of the football inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. He tried to buy some time to the right. So, Charles, when a guy gets out of the pocket, what's the focus of the quarterback?
Most of them keep their eyes downfield. They want to try and make a play throwing the ball. Some of them, they want to tuck it and go. But when they scramble, in this case, as you said, to the right, you're cutting the field in half. So good defenses kind of converge in that spot, and they don't give you much territory to throw the ball. He had nowhere to go with it. Ends up getting the ball stripped.
And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. If this defense wants to stay in this ball game, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield. Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage.
Touchdown, Panthers. Laviska Shenault, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Panthers are able to capitalize on the forced fumble by turning it into 6 points.
No lead safe in the new NFL, but this score is really going to give them some needed breathing room.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it was the touchdown catch from Laviska Shenault that capped it all off. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. Atlanta now coming out on the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Now Patterson to start the drive. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Another modest gain there on that one. And I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. He'll get this into the hands of Bird. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A first down throw for Mariota. And that's going to be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Mariota, this pass is caught by London. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 37. A gain there of 21 yards. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Now a throw here to his running back. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. From the 16, Mariota. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. They'll throw again. Mariota. This is caught. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Mariota to throw it. Being chased out left toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Throwing is Mariota. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Mariota to the goal line, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
They'll go. It's Patterson. And he's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. They stop him on 4th and goal at the 3. And the Panthers defense able to deliver the goal line stand. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Carolina getting set to take the field. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. The drive starts with Foreman on the ground. They needed some breathing room. He gave it to him. 11 yards and a first down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. They run again with Foreman. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Here's Foreman. And the stiff arm proved fruitful for a second, but the daylight quickly snuffed out. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, so from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8. Now it's Darnold. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Here's Johnny Hecker now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. On the return is Williams. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. One last shot now for Mariota. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.